Hey everybody, how's everybody doing this evening? I almost said this morning. So we're getting ready to do our third Sunday Night Live virtually, and so this is my second on camera, but this is my first by myself on camera. So it's really weird. I don't like to be recording by myself, but we'll do what we can. If you're here, let us know you're here. Just say your name. Just your first name's fine. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Probably South Jersey. Looks like I see Troy in there and Mama's in there. I see Brandon. I see Ashley. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to type a message. Probably be my only one. There you go. So in a few minutes, I started this thing a few minutes early. Figured we'd get a chance to just chat. Hey, Miranda, Kane, Kim, good to see you. Oh, there's Jesse. Good to see everybody. Matthew. Figure we give everybody a few minutes to just kind of get settled in and get comfortable before 6 o'clock rolls around. Just to give you a quick heads up about our schedule for tonight. Just have a few things that I want to remind you all about. We have a short game. We're going to try a different game idea next week just to prepare you. So make sure next week you are ready for that. Have the first part of a 2-part series, and I'll be sharing a little bit about what that is for tonight. I also wore this shirt for Kane. I know he's missing basketball, but this would be right around the time that the Sixers would be continuing their advance in the playoffs, and he'd be sad because they're announcing the Bucks. And he's not here to defend himself. Oh well. Anyway, hey, Micah and Faith, good to see you. Emily's here. Glad you're all here. Then after I share with you a couple very important announcements, we're going to be trying a few new things during the week this week. And if you are interested in being a part of some community type things midweek and a few other ideas, you're going to want to stay tuned till the very end because I'm gonna share them with you. And then we're going to wrap up. Probably the same amount of time as last week, and we'll go from there. Sound good? Everybody give me a thumbs up. Not that I can see your thumbs, but I'll pretend like I can. All right, we are good to go. I hope you all have a beverage to keep you busy during this time. I have my tea, and I believe it is English breakfast tea, which I'm very excited about. It is a good evening drink, even though it is breakfast tea. Yeah, hey, Jake. Just want to do a couple more shout-outs. I see some Hoadleys out there. Who else is here? Gwen and Abby. I'm really happy to see all you guys and ladies here tonight. So it's 6:01. I'm sure we might have a few more people strolling in as we keep going, but I want to share just a few things with you. The first thing is, if you are not subscribed, please, right there on your screen, right there, smash the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button, because we know that once we hit a certain amount of subscribers, we can actually create a direct link to our live streams every week rather than linking it through our website. So please hit that subscribe button. Hey, Chaz, don't forget, this week want to encourage you all and to reach out to your small group leaders. Small group leaders out there, I want to encourage you to reach out to your small group. Might have something in the works for you, so please be on the lookout for that. But find a way to get together. There's so many ways to do it. If everybody in your group has an iPhone, you can do group FaceTime. If not, there's lots of other options out there like Skype and Zoom. Zoom, you can have a free 40-minute chat with up to 10 people. So that's a great way to do it. Lots of options out there, and if you're looking for ways to be able to do that online with each other, let me know. I'm happy to help, or even better, let Ashley know. She's even more happy to help, and she's not here to tell you to talk to me. So that you're aware of. It's something else I want to share with you too, and I know we say this every week, Oh, yeah, Ashley's right there in the chat to defend herself, but I'm quicker at talking than she is at typing. But I do want to share with you this. I hope that our conversations here and our little bit of chatter would be something that you would be interested in sharing with a friend that is going through a tough time right now. We're going to talk a little bit about hope tonight, and not hope the church, hope as in the feeling, the thing we get from Jesus. So I know that there's a lot of people out there that need hope during this time. So I want to encourage you to be sharing about what we're talking about. Feel free to kick the link out to somebody and just say, hey, you know what? Thought of you today and figured you might be interested in checking out this video, because our video will be on YouTube when we're all done. Also, you can invite them to join us next Sunday too. So it's a lot easier to invite somebody to join us when we are just simply sitting in front of our screens at home as we social distance SNL together. A couple other things I just want to remind you about. You can always contact me via email. You can, or via text if you have my phone number. I will not give it out here because I don't want random spammers calling me any more than I already get. But if you have it, feel free to text. You can reach out to Ashley. You can hit both of us up on Twitter or Instagram. I'll be honest, if you hit me up on Instagram, it might be a few months before I see it because I am never on Instagram, but I am on Twitter all the time. You can hit Ashley up via Instagram, or you can hit both of us up via email. Ashley's her email is ashley@meethope.org. Mine is dave@meethope.org. Real simple. All right. So if you're not sure of how to get in touch with one of us, ask a friend. I'm sure that they'd be able to help you out. So that's just a few pieces of information that I wanted to share with you. I know that I feel like a broken record sometimes, but if you are tuning in for the first time, we want to welcome you, and we wanted you to know about that information. If you are tuning in for the first time and you are not connected with Hope, we would love to hear from you. I would personally love to hear from you. You can email me, dave@meethope.org, or you can reach out to me on social media at DaveFalk1. That's DAVEFALC and the number 1. And you can reach out to Ashley Black at Ashley Evans Black on Instagram and Twitter and all that kind of good stuff. All right. All right. I think everybody's good. Oh, hi, Mama. Good to see you. We're going to jump into a game. We're gonna keep track of our winners each week because we already have 2 weeks of prizes. And it looks like Haley has hijacked her brother's account. That's great. We already have 2 weeks of winners that we are keeping track of, and when we are allowed to no longer social distance with each other, we are going to hand out prizes in person with maybe a high five or a handshake or a hug, or an elbow tap or a foot tap or just something. So if you're interested in winning a prize, the game is very simple. It's name, and then I'm going to give you a number, okay? When I give you the number and what I want you to name, you have to give me the number of that item. So if I say, hey, name for me 120 books of the Bible, all right? That would be really difficult because there's not. But what I would want from you is for you to list all 120 right there. Don't do it. Don't send them, because that was just an example. All right. So we're going to jump right into this. The first one, easy one. Okay. Name 3 famous basketball players. Bonus points if I like any of them. All right. So the first one to name 3 will win a prize. We will not punish you for spelling. But I will be honest, I will punish for the Oxford comma if you leave it out. I want to see commas in between each. Troy listed one person with a very unique name. His first name is LeBron, middle name is Embiid, last name is Harden. That's weird. There we go. It looks like Brandon, Kobe, LeBron, and Stephen Curry. That's our winner. Nice try, Troy, but you missed commas. Commas are really important. I have to be honest, though. You're not gonna get any bonus points because I'm not a fan of 2 of those guys. Not gonna tell you who, but some great answers after that. Jordan, Giannis, Middleton, Bledsoe. That was lost because why name $3? That's just awful. Jack Salvo's yelling, "I was first." Oh, I'm sorry, you were first. Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley. Oh, except Makahel Durand is not a person. Never heard of him, so it's going to stick with Brandon. But you are on the right track, Jack, and you would have major points for naming two Sixers there. All right, we're going to move on. So great job, Brandon, for naming three basketball players. So just to reiterate, commas are important. If you decide to throw in the word "and," that is okay, or even the ampersand, that is okay. However, that extra comma is very important, so make sure you have a comma between all your answers. All right, next one is name five. Ready? Name five types of apples. Five types of apples. It's not name five colors. Hey, Grams, good to see you. Well, see your words, I guess. So name five types of apples. I don't want to see red and green. Those are not types. Those are colors. So what are five types? Bonus points if you get my favorite one. Bonus point if you get my favorite one. So five types of apples. We have Jack Salvo with Gala, Honeycrisp, Fuji, Pink Lady, and Macintosh. That is correct. And you get a bonus point because Honeycrisp are the best apples out there. Prove me wrong. Fight me. But that's the truth. Speaking nothing but truth here. All right. This one, this is a little bit for those of you that have some inside knowledge here. So the more you're connected, the better you're going to be on this one. So name four. You ready for this? Name four small group leaders that are currently small group leaders in our group. Four small group leaders. Four small group leaders. Not first. Go up about 3 comments. Jack had you beat. And if it's different on your chat, that's because you have lag and my chat's the one that matters. Sorry. 4 small group leaders. Let's see. Christy. Oh, you named 3, but I didn't know Emily was Katie, or Katie was Emily's middle name, so I missed that comma. Really important. Oh wait, looks like Troy got Kevin, Jason, Frank, and Brian. I'm sorry, one of them is not a small group leader. Let's see, Brian Garrison, Tom Overton, Mama, and Kim. Jack Salvo with another win. Troy, sorry, Kevin is not a small group leader. He is our games coordinator and small group coach. Nice try, everybody. We got some other right answers there. We got Steve and Frank and Kim and Rob and Alec and Jason and Mama. Yes, Christy, you missed the comma. Gave fair warning. Commas are important. All right, next one. Name 5. Get ready to type. Don't forget your commas. Name 5 Toy Story characters. I will accept characters from any of the 4 movies. Name 5 Toy Story cameras. 5 Toy Story characters. I keep saying cameras. I mean characters. So characters. 5 Toy Story characters. Don't forget your comma. Really, really important. Woody, Buzz, Jesse, Bullseye, and Ham. Very good. That's one of the Lees. I'm not sure if that was Micah or Faith, but we're going to give credit to the whole Lee family there. Or their dad got it, so great job. We had some other good guesses in there. Slinky, Buzz Lightyear, we saw that. Bo Peep, Jesse, Mr. Potato Head, Sporky, good one. All right. Oh, good job, Faith. All right, so Faith gets the win on that one. Hey, if not to give a plug for the park down in Florida, but if you ever get a chance to go down there, the Toy Story Land, great rides. So make sure you're hitting that up. All right. Last one. I'm going to need some help on this. I'm going to be honest. That's right, Troy. Ham is spelled with 2 M's, but if you recall, I said spelling. I'm not going to count that against you unless you give me a really weird name like Makahel Jordan. That's just weird. I don't even know who you was talking about there. All right, so next one I'm going to need some help with. So name 3 songs by Justin Bieber. 3 songs by Justin Bieber. And yes, I am the judge, jury, and executioner here. So ruling goes on all these. If you don't like it, You can cry about it on the chat, but that's about all you got. So name 3 songs by Bieber. I'm going to need Ashley to respond when somebody gets it right, because let's be honest, I don't know the names of any songs from anybody. Baby, Boyfriend, Yummy. I don't know if that's right, but Ashley, I need you to weigh in on that. We got a whole bunch of more. All right, Troy is the winner. So it is Baby, what was it? Boyfriend and Yummy. Good for you. Please keep that to yourself that you know those things. All right, very important. Name 2. You ready for this? Name 2 of my favorite pizza toppings. The key is my favorite pizza toppings. Don't care what you like. I mean, I do, but not for this question. So what are my 2 favorite pizza types? What are my 2 favorite pizza types? You got it right. Mushrooms and pepperoni, no. Mushrooms and sausage, no. Pepperoni and buffalo. Ew, buffalo on pizza? That's not the type of meat I would go with. But pepperoni and get out of here. Pepperoni and sausage, mushrooms and sausage, no. Olives and pepperoni, pineapple and pepperoni, nope. Keep going. Jake, you don't know that is correct, but nope. Cheese and sauce, that's good. Buffalo chicken and sausage, great guess. Mushroom jalapeno, pineapple ham, pepperoni cauliflower, no. You guys are dancing around, not even the right answer. We finally got somebody that put one right. So we got pepperoni and cauliflower, plain and pineapple, pepperoni and bacon. Bacon and more bacon. That's really close, Chaz. Pepperoni and sausage, sausage and bacon, pineapple and cheese. I'm going to give you a hint. You guys are on with bacon, but what's the other one? Not ham, not broccoli, not pineapple. Steve, Faith, I need you to be more specific there. Cheese and tomato sauce, cauliflower and bacon. No, not ham. Keep going. Faith, you were the closest. But what kind of peppers? Not green peppers. Real close. Bacon and what kind of pepper? Come on. The bacon and sweet peppers. Good job, Troy. That is the way to go. That, if you want your pizza to taste delicious, there you go. Whoever said buffalo, great job, because that was next up in line. But let's be honest, bacon, can't go wrong with bacon. Sweet peppers, good stuff. Lots of great answers after that, but we got our winner. Next one. We're going to do name 1. Okay? You ready for this? Name 1. Name Ashley's top Easter candy. Top Easter candy. She's crazy. These are not that good, but name her top Easter candy. This is about like as up there as Frozen 2 is for me. It just doesn't do it for me. Not Peeps, not jelly beans. Keep going. It's not. You're in the wrong realm of. It is chocolate, but what kind of chocolate? Not Hershey's, not Robin eggs. We gotta be real specific here. All right. What specific candy is Ashley's favorite Easter candy? Not Robin's eggs, not chocolate bunny. Come on, who likes that chocolate bunny? For real. Peanut butter chocolate. We're getting closer. Dark chocolate, milk chocolate, white chocolate, coconut crepes. Ugh. Those are excellent suggestions, says Ash. Reese's eggs. Does that count? Reese's eggs? I need Ashley to weigh in here. Jake got it. All right. Reese's eggs it is. I was looking for peanut butter eggs, but Ashley is very particular about the brand. Shout out to Reese's apparently right now. Reese's candy, very overrated. Good job, Jake. All right, last one. Name 8 books. 8 books of the Bible. Ready, set, go. 8 books of the Bible. All right, 8 books of the Bible. Don't forget your commas. Make sure it's spelled close to. If I don't know what you're writing, shame on you. All right? So 8 books of the Bible. Could be Old Testament. Could be New Testament. Could be a prophet. Could be a history book. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Genesis, Exodus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So close. Those are all right, but you didn't get enough. Genesis, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Timothy, Acts and Psalms. You were really close, Jack. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, Deuteronomy, whichever log account. So good job. Jack, I would have given it to you, except you didn't specify First Timothy or Second Timothy. So, my bad, but no, ain't going to count it. Lots of other great examples there. So good job. Faith, great job adding Psalms and Proverbs, but you were really, really late. So, hey, Sam, good to see you. 8 books of the Bible, you're correct, but I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. All right. So, we got that game in the books. We got some winners. Troy and Jack seem to have cleaned up with Troy. Looks like he got 2 wins there. Jack got a pair of wins. Brandon, Faith, and Jake all made some appearances with one win each. And we're going to keep our game going. Maybe we can find a way to just keep, building on and then do a monster prize at the end, or maybe we'll just keep giving out little prizes. I don't know. Bottom line is somebody's going to get some prizes. That's what we know. All right. We're going to shift gears a little bit when my profession is an awful way to transition. So if you are judging me, that was poor. I know it. You know it. We're going to move on. We are starting a new series tonight. We're going to talk tonight and next week about what does Easter mean. We are approaching Easter. Not sure if you are aware of that, but 2 weeks from today, Easter. If you're unsure what Easter is, I know you're on a computer device, whether it's your phone or a computer. There's this thing called Google. Use it. Google, what is Easter? And, if you're finding things about bunnies and eggs, you're wrong idea. All right. But we're going to talk about what does Easter really mean and what is Easter really about? I know it might be hard as Easter is approaching, though, because, we're distracted by everything that's going on. And for many of us, we're too busy, with all the things we have to do, right? Staying in the house, reading a book and sleeping and doing our homework from home and maybe going outside to get fresh air just to come back in. And, we have a lot going on, right? I mean, never in my history have I had this much free time going on. That was sarcasm. Okay. Never in my life have I had this much free time. But we got Easter coming up. Not sure if you're keeping track of that. And for many of us, we're really busy being afraid. That's the busyness I'm talking about, because there's a lot that we don't know about what's going on in the world. The president shared that they're kind of going to try to lock down New Jersey and Connecticut and New York as much as they can. We're hearing daily updates from our governor. There's just this thing is spreading. People are dying, and fear has really gripped our lives. We do know a few things. One, we know that the more we stay at home, and we've talked about this over the course of the past few weeks, I'm a big proponent of this, the more we stay at home, the more we limit our interactions with others, we'll have a greater chance of keeping the virus from being spread. So keep doing that. If you want to hang out with your friends, do it over the phone. Encourage you to get maybe like your computers and a board game using your computers or something. There's ways to do that. I have a friend, he and I are trying to figure that out, and we have a plan in place. So, you can still spend time with your friends, just being really distant from each other. So we're busy being afraid, right? Fear has gripped our lives, but what we felt in this idea of fear, we've all felt some sort of fear in our lives, right? So fear isn't new to us. We've experienced fear even as little kids. Whether it was, I think back to when you were little. The monster under the bed, right, or in the closet. How many of you were afraid of the monster in your closet or under your bed? I've had at least one kid afraid of, something being under their bed. Spoiler alert, this is not real. Okay. What else you were afraid of when you were little? Breaking or losing your favorite toys, right? There's nothing more devastating than that when you're a little kid. The dark. How often are we afraid of the dark as little kids? I shared a few years back. There was a one time in my old house that I had walked out of the kitchen into my dining room, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw out the window, and it was dark outside. And right outside our dining room window was a patio, and there were some chairs and a table there. And out of the corner of my eye, I see a head bobbing in the window, and my heart leapt out of my chest, and I was flipping on lights everywhere. You know, Turns out, as soon as I turn on the dining room light, I look out, and it was a balloon bouncing up against the. Earlier that day, we had a birthday party for one of my kids outside. So, I've been there. I was in my 30s when that happened. So, sometimes we're just afraid of the dark. Other things we're afraid of little kids, as little kids, getting hurt, having to mess up, or getting hurt and having to miss out on the fun. Fear can wreck our sense of peace and happiness. But as we get older, it's not like your fears disappear. They just change, right? They likely are transferred to other things like failing classes or getting bad grades, right? How many of you are dealing with that even as you're working virtually? We just got a report card or end of the semester reports for both of our kids, and they're both doing great. And they were so unfazed by it because to them, that's not something they're afraid about. But when they get into middle school, in high school, probably fear of being rejected by friends or really anyone for that matter, right? The last thing you want to be is in rejection town, population one. It's not where you want to find yourself being, and that's something that is beyond just middle school and high school, right? That's something that many deal with on a normal basis. Things that you're afraid of, doing something embarrassing, and even worse, it getting posted on social media. The last thing you want to be is a viral video when you don't want to be a viral video, right? So, things that we're afraid of. Maybe another thing for those of you that are trying out for school teams, not right now, but when you have, not making the team, side just, devastated because, you had been practicing and trying your whole life you couldn't wait to make the high school team, but you didn't. And that's, but we still have those fears. Other fears, maybe for some of you, attempting to talk to someone you've had a crush on and getting rejected. That one's harsh, right? Because if you've been in a situation, you don't want to be in that situation. And so that fear could hold you back, right? So those of you that are in high school or older may even have some more fears beyond that, or even in place of these. Maybe you have a fear of not fitting in, or keeping the right GPA, or even getting into the college that you want. Maybe you have a fear about your health, or fear about the health of your friendships and relationships, or the health of the people you love, right? I mean, during this time, one of my fears is I'm worried that someone in my family might get this disease that's going around. I don't care if I get it, but I don't want them to have to suffer in pain, right? Not that I don't care, but I do care if I get it. But I'd rather me get it than them. What about the fear of future? Maybe the fear of not amounting to anything in your future, or not having any significance in life, or living up to the pressures and the the marks that other people set for you. What about the fear of dying? I mean, that one's scary, right? Spoiler alert, it's gonna happen to all of us at some time. But it doesn't mean we're not afraid of it, right? You see, that's the thing, whatever your particular fear is, whether it's dying or social media or, good grades or health or fitting in or not making the team or, ouchies and boo-boos. That fear is real to you, and you don't need to tell me that. You don't need to justify your fears, because your fears are your fears. And it's okay to experience those fears. But when they begin to amount to too much, you have to put them into perspective. And the reality is right now that fear is on the rise. In fact, chances are um, it's good that those who are engaged with us right now, fear is the determining factor for the direction of your life right now. A lot of the decisions being made about this virus are out of fear. But that's just the way it is. So, what does all this have to do with Easter? If you hear nothing else tonight, know this, that Easter is not a time of fear, but it's a time of hope. And what a better time and what a better season to be in right now in the midst of being stuck in our homes and away from family and friends than to be reminded that there's always hope. When we celebrate Easter, this is the time of year we celebrate that Jesus came to earth, that he died on a cross, that he died as a criminal, in fact, that he was charged as a criminal. And then 3 days later, after dying on that cross, when nobody expected it, he rose from the dead. You see, this was a pretty good Google representation, probably from a TV show or movie out there. But Paul, before he became a Jesus follower, and when he did, he was one of the best followers ever to walk this earth. But before that, he spent years trying to scare Christians into leaving their faith. He threatened them with violence and even death as the ultimate threat, until he died on the cross, and 3 days later walked himself out of the tomb that he was buried in. And later in the story, Jesus has an interaction with Paul, and it changed everything. And we're not going to dive deep into the story, but it's an awesome story. If you want to read more about it, I would encourage you to in Acts chapter 9. It's an awesome story. We've talked about it so many times. It is one of the best stories out there, and it's a great story of hope in the midst of a time when there seemed to be no hope. In the midst of storming out of the story, life changed, and he begins to be one of the greatest missionaries to ever walk this earth. And it wasn't like the story was easy peasy after that, because Paul's life was constantly in danger. In fact, he was eventually killed for his faith. But despite all of that, Paul seemed to live even without a fear of death. And so he wrote this in one of his letters. You can see it here in the letter to the Corinthians. He says, "Death has been swallowed up in victory." Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting? Death has been swallowed up. Though some are afraid of death, Paul knew that's not the end of the story. He knew there was more to it than that. When Jesus died and rose again, he defeated death. And Paul knew that because of his resurrection, death can no longer defeat you and I either. There's more to the story than just fear. There's hope. And we no longer have to fear any kind of death, because Jesus destroyed death once and for all. You see, when Jesus defeated death itself, he showed us that nothing we fear is bigger than him. So no matter what happens tomorrow or Tuesday or Wednesday or any other day this week, no matter what happens next week, next month, or whenever this virus thing is going to end, we don't need to be afraid, because there's hope. And even if fear doesn't get the final word, that doesn't mean there still isn't things to be afraid of. But it does mean that we need to keep our fear in. Paul, in his letter to the Romans, says, "The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you." When he talked about spirit, the Greek word was pneuma. The Hebrews in the Old Testament talked about the Spirit of God as ruach, and it was this powerful thing. It wasn't like it was just some small little picture of a white bird. It was this powerful thing that consumed those who welcomed the Spirit in. At the beginning of the story of Acts, Jesus sends the Spirit of God, the apostles that were following him in that moment. He sent it thousands of years later for you and I to allow that Spirit to dwell in our lives. So Paul's saying that that same power that defeated death 2,000 years ago when Jesus rose from the dead is actually inside people who believe in Jesus today, both you and me. Now, let me be clear. Knowing everything that we're going through right now, it doesn't mean you should live your life recklessly. It doesn't mean that you be like, screw it, I'm going to go hang out with my friend. Let's have a 50-person party in my apartment and hire a DJ. It doesn't mean do stupid things and live recklessly. It still means be smart. But it also means don't be afraid. Because fear isn't the end of the story. So let me ask you a couple things that I want you to be thinking about this week. Actually, I'll throw them up on the message here, and maybe we'll be able to send them out to you and remind. Where has fear been holding you back? Where has fear? What steps can you take to prove fear doesn't have power over you? What steps can you take to prove fear doesn't have power over you? So where's fear holding you back, and what steps can you take to make sure it doesn't have power over you? See, I don't know what the step is for you. I don't know what the fear is that is gripping you. But I do know this. If you're someone who believes that Jesus defeated death, that you're not afraid, it doesn't mean that you're not going to make mistakes. But you do have the power of God to help you get through these times. It does mean that there is hope. And this is what makes such a happy holiday. And such, whatever it is, maybe it's school related or friendship related. Maybe it's family related, health related. Whatever it may be, remind us that there's hope. Remind us that you love us. Remind us that you defeated death. And help us to be a light in this dark world as we choose to continue to follow you. And Lord, I pray tonight that you will allow Easter to be a constant reminder of your hope for each and every one of us. We pray these things in your name. Amen. So if this is all new stuff to you and you want to know what it's like to have that hope, I would love for you to reach out to me. I would say email me, david@meethope.org, or you can reach out somehow. I'm sure there's a way to reach out to our YouTube channel, and Ashley can forward that to me, and we can either talk on the phone or video chat or just text back and forth. But I want to share with you what that hope is if you don't know what it is. A few more things I just want to share with you as we begin to wrap things up, but you don't want to miss out with what I'm going to share. I should have had slides. It just dawned on me that I should have, but I don't. This Wednesday night, it's April 1st. I get that this Wednesday is April Fool's Day, but this is not an April Fool's joke. Okay, so all things, let's be real here for a few moments. This Wednesday night at 7:30, we are going to have a Netflix party. That's right, a Netflix party. Never done one before, but we're going to give it a whirl. I do know that there are a few things that you need to know if you want to participate. One, you need to have Google Chrome on your computer, okay? I don't know if you can do this on your phone, but I'm sure if you Google it, you can figure that out. but you need Google Chrome and you need the Netflix Party extension on Google Chrome. If you don't know how to figure that out, ask another teenager, because you are all the smartest tech people that there is out that we know out there. There in the chat, there's a link there where Ashley had pasted. You can click that link to get more information. But this Wednesday night, Netflix Party, 7:30 p.m. Okay, Google Chrome. You need the Netflix Party extension. Okay, we're gonna send out more instructions probably by Tuesday night to our wide audience of everybody that's interested. But we need a movie. Okay. Now, if you have any movie suggestions, you could throw them in the chat right now, or you can submit them later if you're watching this after the fact. Now, that you have to understand that it has to be a net. You can text her if you have her phone number. I'm not going to give it out publicly. Her husband would not like that. But you can also reach out to us on any social media platform, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, like any teenagers on Facebook. But this is what you need to do if you want to make a suggestion. You need to find an image of the movie from a Netflix screen, because what we don't want is for you to go and be suggested movies and then we're like, oh, that's a great idea, and then it turns out it's not on Netflix. So we will gather the best ideas, and we'll probably throw it out there on social media to possibly get some voting in, and kind of put it in your hands. So Netflix Party live April 1st. That's the movie picture to Ashley. Another thing we're going to be trying this week, we're going to be starting this week. We're not going to be trying it. We're going to be doing it. Another thing we're going to be doing this week is we want to throw out some videos with either Ashley or myself, or maybe some other youth leaders, small group leaders, or people involved in our youth ministry that are to answer some questions you have. So we've had Ask Dave 2 weeks ago. We had Ask Ashley last week. We had some really good questions that were a little bit more than a quick answer. And so maybe you have a deep question or a funny question, or you want to hear a story about something from one of our lives, or just something in general. Maybe you have a deep spiritual question. Send those to us. Because we want to try to put a video out on Tuesday and Thursday of this week. We're going to try to get those out by the end of the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays this week. And but we want to make a list of some questions, and so the sooner you can get those questions to us, the better. It could be, like I said, they could be deep and serious. They could be lighthearted, but something where you want to, some more details and take a few minutes. It doesn't need to be a 30-minute conversation. 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes kind of thing. All right. It could be a personal thing, like I mentioned. We're going to take some of your ideas, and if you have some really good ideas, we're going to use them. So you can reach out to us again via social media at My Hope Youth and ask those questions. You can email or text Ashley. Excuse me. Again, we'd recommend do it by tomorrow if you're interested in those things. All right, because we want to be pumping out some of these videos starting Tuesday. So that's all I got for tonight. We are we're going to wrap things up. It's we're approaching the 7 o'clock hour, but our goal is to be done at 6:45 anyway. If you're hanging around and you want to gather together with some other students, maybe start a FaceTime call or a Zoom call and chat with some friends that you haven't seen in a while. Reach out to each other, talk, text, whatever you need to do to be reminded that you're not in this by yourself, that we as a community are going to bond together. And if you're new to this community, reach out because I would love to hear from you and would love to get you connected. So I don't have much more to say. I think our chat window has frozen about 10 minutes ago. So if you are sending messages, I apologize, but I'm not seeing them. I don't know if Ashley is seeing them, or she just texted me and said that her screen froze. But we'll be able to catch those messages as they come in. So don't forget, Netflix party Wednesday night 7:30. Send us some Netflix ideas and then questions you might have for us to talk in some greater detail as we do a party Tuesday and Thursday. Not a party. Send out a video. All right. Be safe this week. Stay home. Flatten the curve. Don't do anything too stupid. Don't do anything stupid at all. Don't do anything to hurt yourselves or put yourself in a situation to get hurt. We want to keep those hospitals and urgent cares clear, so that way the people that need it most can experience or can be there to experience the health that they need. All right. I love you all. I miss you all. Can't wait to be somewhere other than sitting in the corner of my bedroom talking to you. So stay safe and we'll get through this together. Peace.